This podcast is brought to you by Podcast Nation.
Shopping is hard, right? But there's a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And she sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what I love and send back the rest. It's so easy. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome to Nirvana Sisters, where we discuss all things health and well-being to help you achieve your highest state, your nirvana. Hi, I'm Amy Sherman, a marketing exec with a passion for wellness and beauty.
Hi, I'm Katie Chandler, a former fit model that has a passion for health and fitness.
We are sisters-in-law who share the same love for well-being, ready to sift through all the self-care noise and bring you a splash of what we think is fun. So let's get started. Welcome back to the show, Nirvana Sisters family. I am so excited to introduce Meredith Quill to everyone today. I have been following Beckett and Quill since you launched, so I can't wait to hear all about it. I am an early adopter to the brand and love it and love everything it stands for. So we can't wait to get into that. But before I do, let me tell our listeners about the fabulous Meredith Quill. So at the age of 3, Meredith wore her mother's engagement ring to preschool and told the teachers that she had gotten married. This was the start of a lifelong passion for jewelry. As a teenager, she started making her own pieces, learning how to solder and set stones using a variety of metals. After getting married and having 3 kids, Meredith saw a hole in the marketplace for reasonably priced, beautiful jewelry. She started beading bracelets and necklaces for her family and friends, and through word of mouth, the business quickly took off. Her line of well-priced classic pieces could be seen on celebrities like Busy Phillips and also on regular moms like herself and me, because I'm wearing my Becket and Quill today. She recently joined forces with Dry Bar founder and entrepreneur Alli Webb, who is my girl crush, to form Becket and Quill, an affordable, luxurious brand of jewelry that brings a little sparkle to everyone, which is so true. So welcome, Meredith.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy.
Absolutely.
To be here.
Yeah. And we really wanted to have you on the show because, of course, we love jewelry, but our show is all about beauty and well-being and taking care of yourself. And I always feel like when you have a great piece of jewelry on, whether it's a necklace or an earring or a bracelet, it just makes your day better. It just makes you feel good. And you just have that extra sense of joy. So it's really relevant, I think, to our audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, we start out the show doing our Nirvana of the week, or weekly Nirvana, as we like to call it. And this is just something that has brought us joy this week. Just a little spark of Nirvana as we get through all these crazy times and stressful times. So I'll hand it to you, Katie, to tell us about your Nirvana this week.
Okay, well, thank you all. Meredith, thank you for being here. It's such a thrill to have you. I'm so excited to meet you and chat. So thanks. I think my Nirvana was probably this morning. I have, as I've repeatedly said on this, I moved into a house recently, a new house, and it's been very hectic. And I've been in the house for, I want to say almost 3 weeks. And this morning was literally the first time that I had my house to myself for longer than maybe 10 minutes because we moved in. My children went into quarantine. My folks had asymptomatic COVID. And then my parents came in town for a visit. And a few days before they got here, I was out of the house all day, every day, preparing for them. And then they got here and they haven't left. So it's been to sit in my house, which is honestly, that should be the Nirvana that my parents are here. They don't listen to this anyway, so it's fine. It is their Nirvana. I adore my parents. I adore them. I love them so much. But to have some peace and quiet in my house and clear my head and have my coffee and my fruit this morning by myself was heavenly. So that's mine.
So amazing. Yeah, so mine was last night. My husband had a get together with some of his work team, which he doesn't really do that much because they're all over the place and they all came into town and they had meetings this week. So I was working on like just putting together like appetizers and flowers and doing all this stuff. And the house was quiet. No one was here. It was so nice. And my favorite part of that was I love putting together flower design. And I had all these flowers on the counter. I put on like music, like I put on jazz music or something. And I was just listening to it and like doing my flower designs and vases and everything. And it was just like 5 minutes of peace. That was so nice. No one was in the house. No one was bothering me. And I just like love putting it together. So I did that. And then the rest of the night was actually crazy because my dog, I don't know why I'm telling everybody this. My dog fell down the stairs. He's fine. Thank God. But literally 10 minutes after that, he got really hurt, or we thought we did, but he was fine. Thank God. He's really old. I've been talking about it on the show, Meredith. He's 16 and a half. So like every week there's something that's going on with him. And we're getting a new puppy this weekend. So I'm super excited for that. That'll be my future Nirvana. But it was just so funny because I was thinking about it today and I'm like, what was my Nirvana this week? And I'm like, it was actually that 5 minutes where I was like designing flowers and putting them around the house. It was so peaceful to me.
Nice.
Anyway, what about you, Meredith?
My Nirvana this week was that I got to take a hike alone, which is
amazing.
Just my favorite thing to do. And I don't do it often enough. I used to live right near a hiking trail before we had a bunch of kids. And I used to go every single day with my dog. And then we moved. That dog died. And so I stopped hiking.
Aww.
And then, but recently I tried to go. I dropped the kids at school because they are finally back at school full time. And so then I went for a hike this week and it was heaven.
Oh, that sounds so nice, especially in LA. Best hiking.
Exactly.
Did you get a new dog? Are you going to get a new dog so you can go hiking?
No more dogs right now. We have a cat. We have 3 kids. I am off the dogs until the kids can take care of a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
How old are your kids, Meredith?
We're getting another one.
I have a 13-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old son.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Should we go right into our quick fire? Because we want to hear all about Becket and Quill and you and the whole jam. So
Okay, good.
How long you started creating jewelry when you were a teenager, like Amy said, right? So is that it started at that young of an age and you just continued doing it always? Was it always a big hobby?
No, it really was. I was a dancer back in the old days. I was a ballet dancer. And I went, really?
Yeah.
I don't meet many of them anymore. And I was really serious about ballet. And I went to an arts camp in Connecticut. I went to a camp called Bucks Rock. And the only other thing I did at camp besides ballet was jewelry making. And so if I wasn't dancing, I was like learning how to put together pieces and set stones. And I absolutely loved it. And I went to that camp for a couple of years. But then I sort of lost the passion for it. I don't know. And I went to college and got out of college and whatever. And then it wasn't until I had kids that I needed something to like occupy myself. And so I started making jewelry again after I had my son. And I started making just beading, which is how a lot of people start. And it's just very cathartic. I don't know what the word is. It's really like you feel like you can get into a really good place and like 4 hours could go by and I'm just beading. And so I started selling the bracelets and then it kind of turned into a little business. So it was really just a hobby that escalated.
I feel like you could really zen out on it, like what you were just saying, if it's your thing. Like for me personally, I think it would be tedious because I'm not good with like little things like that. I think I would go berserk.
Yes.
But someone like yourself, you just completely go in the zone and it's like this peaceful little nirvana for you is what it sounds like. It's so cool.
Absolutely. I don't know many people who enjoy it's very meticulous. It's very detail oriented. I've talked about this with my sister and she's like, I don't know how you sit there and put the things on the chains and the lock and she's like, how do you even see it all now? And thank God I have class. But yeah, it is such a good Zen place to go into for me. So,
and it's funny. it's so nice to have that outlet, because I think that is so crucial for everybody to be able to have an outlet where all the stuff that's on your mind kind of goes in the back of your mind and you can just zone out. I mean, for you, it's jewelry. For Katie, I'm sure it's like your meditation or other things that you do. For me, it's like doing something creative, whether that's putting together flowers or, you know, doing something on the computer where I'm designing. But it's so important to have that. So that's awesome. Okay. So what is your favorite type of jewelry? Like one thing?
Right now, it goes, I kind of go in phases. Right now, I am obsessed with our necklaces. I can't stop putting more on. I think I have 4 on today.
Yeah, I need more.
I'm just, like a lot of people right now, I'm very into layering and mixing and matching and everything. Yeah. So
yeah, I have to say necklace is my favorite too. I always love putting on fun necklaces, but I need more. I'm only wearing 2 today, but I need to layer it up.
We have to style you up a little bit more.
I know. We definitely do. I love the black heart. And I also saw that you have other colors now too, turquoise and pink. Did anyone ever tell you that you look like Cindy Crawford?
Oh, it's the nicest compliment in the entire world. And I've gotten it a lot in the past. Yeah. And now Alli says it to me all the time. And
I got your picture. I was like, she's literally Cindy Crawford. I mean, you're gorgeous. For our listeners, just so you know.
I love that. You know what? I'm going to tell my husband you guys said that tonight.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Robert,
okay. So what is your favorite or newest piece of Beckett and Quill jewelry that you're loving? I know we just talked about the necklaces, but anything else that you're loving right now from your collection?
Yes. I'll show you. This is coming out in December. So it's brand new. This is if you guys can see, it's a malachite. The stone is called malachite. And it's the most gorgeous, variegated kind of green, like dark green and light green and all mixed in on the cat. And it's just set. It's in a really simple setting. It's 14 karat gold. And
so pretty.
I love it. I think it'll be a great Christmas gift. So that's coming out for the holidays.
Yeah.
I love it. So pretty.
I want to know, how did your style of jewelry, I think, is very specific. Like, it's very delicate, and also it looks super, super expensive, but the price point I think is excellent. So how did you kind of find your way into that nook?
Well, after having 3 kids, I realized I couldn't afford to buy anyone's jewelry anymore. As much as I love all of the Jennifer Fishers and the Jennifer Myers of the world, I couldn't even fathom spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on a necklace. It's just way out of the budget. And so I started really designing pieces that I wanted, that I liked for myself, which is still what I do. And I wanted it to be classic, because I don't want these to be throwaway pieces, but I want them to have a little bit of edge. So I love modern stuff, and I've sort of combined those with using whatever materials are the most cost effective. Right. So like on a lot of our necklaces, like this is our new circle link. It's a classic Belcher chain, but it's gold fill and it looks fantastic, but it's, I don't know, 1/100th of the price of what 14 karat gold would be. So whatever I can do in 14K, that's not too expensive, I do it that way. Like all of our earrings are 14 karat gold because I have daughters and I only put 14 karat gold in their ears. And we sell
all those earrings. Look at that stack. So pretty.
So we do a lot of kid stuff also, because my daughter started coming into my little jewelry closet and stealing all of my jewelry. So certain things we do in 14 karat gold that I think are necessary, but the things that I think are cool and beautiful and that are sort of right now, we can do in gold fill because it looks so good. And I have a really good manufacturer downtown that I work with who helps me with, all of the materials and the metals that we can use. And so I just really want everyone to be able to buy it.
Yeah, it's genius. It's a hole in the market. You filled it without a doubt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, with accessible, luxury type items, especially jewelry.
Yep.
It's like I feel better wearing it because I just feel like if you have an expensive piece, you're worried about wearing it all the time. So you only wear it when you're going out or a special occasion. And with something like this, you can wear it every day and not worry that if something happens to it, you're like going to be devastated. So it's like, I just love that category. It's so smart.
Exactly. And like the other day, my son was saying hello and grabbed my necklace and pulled it off and broke the chain. I was like, meh, it's $30. It's not going to break the bank.
Exactly. So tell us about your process, because you were just saying about your manufacturer. Like, how does it all work? Because I know you're in your jewelry closet and you say that's where you make all of your creations and inspiration, and this closet I need to visit because it looks incredible. But how does it work? Like, are you making every single piece? Do you have someone manufacturing? Like,
I'm designing every piece. And I source all of the stones, like as you were saying. So these earrings, we just came out with the opals this week, these little studs.
Oh my God, I have to get those.
And so I buy all the individual stones. I look at everything. And then I have a manufacturer who, because he's the best at doing all this, he sets all of my stones and he solders all the pieces that we need soldering. Like we have couple of rings here that we make. He makes anything that needs to be soldered. These are our little sort of delicate little petite rings. I can't get enough of them. I'm gonna have them on every finger now.
So pretty.
So whatever I can't do in my own little jewelry closet, like I put together all the necklaces and stuff, but he will do anything that necessitates, a lot of our pieces are a metal called vermeil, which means it's made in sterling silver, but then it's coated in 14 karat gold. So it's a really nice metal underneath, which is silver, and then the gold on top.
Nice.
So less expensive than gold, but like sort of a step up from gold fill or gold plated. So he does all of that for me downtown, but it's great because I live 15 minutes away from him. So
what a find. I feel
know
like that would be such a hard person to find.
It was in the beginning. I went through a bunch of manufacturers and then found Pedro, and Pedro and I are he's the best.
He's the man. He's the man.
He is. He makes I always tell him, I said, you make my jewelry dreams come true. I mean, if I design, I sort of told him I really wanted to make this, this bead band ring that we have. And I like made this little drawing, and I don't use the computer for any of the drawings. A lot of like high end sort of designers do that, but I'm like, just draw it all out. And he's like, no problem. So he says that a lot.
That's amazing. A genius partnership.
Exactly.
Love it. That's very cool. So tell us about your grandmother and the name and the inspiration behind the company. The name is so beautiful. I love it.
Oh, thank you. My grandmother's maiden name was Becket. So she was Henrietta Becket. And my grandmother absolutely inspired my love of jewelry. She had this giant drawer in one of her dressers, and my sister and I would get to her apartment in Philadelphia, and the first place we would beeline to this drawer and pull it out. And she wore really cool pieces. She wore gigantic, like beautiful cameo rings, and she wore giant jade necklaces, and she really loved the stones that were not the most popular. She didn't wear a lot of diamonds. She didn't wear rubies. She didn't wear sapphires. She wore jade and coral and onyx and all of these sort of different stones that you think of as like maybe the less expensive sort of stones, which they are. But so my sister and I would go to this drawer and just pull it out and wear everything. Just put on tons of her beaded. She had tons of beaded necklaces, and she wore this beautiful chain link bracelet. So I wear a bracelet, this little link bracelet. She had a giant disc attached to it, and it had her initials on it. And I think it might have had either maybe her anniversary or something, but she wore it every day and banged around the house, and it was all like messed up and bent and patinaed and beautiful. And so she really, Becket was her maiden name. So it was a no-brainer when we were naming the business. And And Alli really went for it. My business partner, Alli Webb, went for the name, she loved the name Quill. She was like, let's just call it Quill. And unfortunately, there are several businesses called Quill. So, so I was really happy to incorporate my grandma's name into the business.
Yeah, that's so nice. You just mentioned something about that disc. Is that where I'm wearing, I forget what this is called, the disc necklace. Was that the inspiration for this necklace?
Exactly. Yeah.
That is so cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew about the company and the brands being named after your grandmother, but when you said that about the necklace and the disc, I was like, oh, I wonder if that was the inspiration. That makes me feel so good wearing it.
Yes. I say that to everyone who buys it. I'm like, my grandma inspired this piece. It's the first piece I designed. I was like, I'd love to wear, I would never wear it on my wrist because it was just it's too big for me. And I was like, but I'd love to wear it around my neck because I would love a chunky disc necklace. And I was like, that's exactly the first piece I made. So
amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
What you're saying is that your love of jewelry can very much be hereditary.
I think for sure. Yeah.
That's so fun. Cool. I have this vision of this big jewelry box, in your grandmother's apartment. That's just so cool. I love that. My grandmother, that resonates with me because my grandmother, my Bubby Ruth, was very chic and always dressed and always looks good. Makeup, always had a great outfit on. And her closet had so many clothes, but she had tons of shoes. So that's probably where my love for shoes came from because same thing, these gorgeous, just beautiful shoes everywhere. I actually have a couple pairs. But anyway, so I love that your grandmother is kind of, behind the whole inspiration of your company. That's so heartwarming. Yeah. So you mentioned Alli. How did you meet Alli? And tell us kind of how that all came about. And then what is she like as a business partner? I mean, I feel like I know her just through Instagram and following her for so many years, but she seems just so creative and full of energy, but love to hear kind of how that whole thing came together.
It came together because she got this necklace as a gift from a friend of hers. And then because Alli being Alli, she posted about it because she posts about things she loves. She said, oh, I got this beautiful heart from Meredith Quill Jewelry. And I'm still so new to Instagram. I didn't know Alli before we met on Instagram. And I was like, oh, this woman has so many followers. I should message her and say thank you. And so I said, thank you so much for tagging me and let me send you some jewelry. And she was like, let me please pay for it. And which was so nice of her because I was just a one-woman operation. And so I sent her a bunch of pieces and she just loved everything. And then messaged me one day and said, look, I love all of your stuff, but your packaging sucks. Your marketing sucks. You have no branding. The name sucks. She was like, I
love it. Yeah.
Basically, it was kind of like, can I help you?
Right. Can I
consult? And then very quickly, we realized that we would work very well together. So we went in business together and it sort of happened really organically. There was no, it was just every sort of skill set that Alli has, I do not have. And all of, we just have the perfect blend of, she is all business brain. But she also has very good taste in jewelry. So that helps. And so we just really started building the company almost a year ago and then launched last February. So it hasn't even really been a year yet, but it's been great.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's right. You launched in February because I bought this necklace for myself for Valentine's Day.
Yes. I'm sorry, the cat keeps jumping.
Oh, please.
I remember when Amy he's like, got to see this necklace. I'm obsessed. She was just
I love that.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, I actually, because I'm a brander and a marketer. And so I, of course, ordered the necklace right away. And then when I got the packaging, I did a reel on Instagram of it. I'll resurface it when we launch this episode so you can see it. But okay. I did a reel of me opening up the packaging and showing the necklace because I loved, of course, all the branding and packaging. And I love this note that you guys send with every piece for the audience. It says, thanks so much. Enjoy XX Alli and Meredith. And it says a thank you on the back. It's just super cute. And I love getting a personalized note. I think it's so important. So this I actually have on my vision board, which you can't see, but I have a vision board to the side of my desk here. And I have this hanging as like my inspo, both of you guys. That. So yeah, so it was really cool. So that's awesome. And how's the company been doing since you launched? I mean, it hasn't even been a year. That's incredible.
It has been great. It is so busy. It is busier than I ever thought it would be. Alli likes to run and says yes to absolutely everything. And I'm more of a person who likes to crawl and say no to everything. So we've had to find a middle ground. So for example, Jesse James Decker had a subscription box come out a couple months ago, or maybe even just a month ago. And she said, Alli loved, okay, so this is this turquoise heart that she had gotten and so cute. And I love it. She asked us, she said, could you guys put 5,000 of these in my boxes? And Alli's like, oh my God. And I was like, no, I have to make those. Oh my God. So, what was great though, is that I said, I can do 250. And so it ended up being this collaboration that was so great. Our heart was an add-on for her subscription box, and 200 people bought them. And so it's been things like that sort of come up, on top of running the website. And I still do all the shipping and all the packaging. Oh my gosh. So when things like that come up, it's so busy because Alli knows everyone and really there's not anyone who doesn't adore her and wants to work with her because she's just this very authentic, wonderful person. And she's just yes. So and she has the vision and she's smart because that's such a great partnership and a good opportunity to get in front of a different audience. It's such a good distribution play because you're an online, you don't have brick and mortar. So that's such a good way to get in 5,000 homes, but soon to come, it sounds like. Yes. Yep.
Of scaling the manufacturing and shipping out and all of that. Is that in the works?
Yes, it's going to have to be. I think we're going to see, holidays should be really nice and busy. That's coming up soon. So, and we have a couple of collaborations coming up that are huge, that will be, hopefully take us to the next level. And maybe I won't be, in my jewelry closet doing all the packaging and stuff after that, but we'll see. I mean, it's been going great so far. So, and it just that's actually getting bigger and better.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's Katie, that's a preview for your Hanukkah gift. So just so you know, let me know what piece you want. As you're talking, I'm like, oh, gifting. I'm like, what a great gift for Katie.
Latest, I'll be in Westport for a holiday pop-up. So you have to come.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I will be there in November and I will let you guys know. I will
maybe I'll come up, Katie.
Yeah, please. Yes. I'd love to go. Without a doubt, we're not going to miss that.
It's at my sister's house, so it's really easy.
Oh, so your sister lives in Westport?
Yes. And
that's so great.
It has been my biggest supporter. And not only because she loves jewelry and she gets it all for nothing now, but she was like just so gung-ho about the idea. So she was my earliest and best supporter.
Oh, that's so great. Sweet. Well, definitely let us know about that date because I will come up and we can meet you in person. But I'm also a little bit scared about going to a pop-up because I know I'll buy everything. And Katie knows, like, if I like something, I go crazy. So
that's
just
the
plan. Prepared.
Yeah, I will have.
You're going to get a lot of orders that day.
I will have so much merchandise with me. I will not run out. I promise.
Okay, good. I will be there. Awesome.
When you start to scale and everything's big and you're not in your closet anymore doing it anymore, do you think you'll miss it? Do you think you'll still sneak in there sometimes and just make things and do things because you love it? Or do you feel like
absolutely.
You're
okay, absolutely. Yeah. I love it. And I also, it's great because my kids get involved, which is so much fun. My son was even helping me. I have obviously he loves all of my little tools that I have right here. So he was helping me cut pieces and cut wire the other day. And my daughter, my middle one, comes in here all the time in the morning, like, what am I wearing today? What necklace do I need for this outfit? It's so,
Oh my God, so fun.
so yeah, so I'll always be in here working
That's
no matter
awesome.
how big it gets. Yeah.
It's so great. So what have you learned so far? Like what has been easier than you thought and what has been more challenging than you thought?
What has been easier, I think, is that people just really, really fall in love with the jewelry when they see it. We haven't, we have a bunch of in-person, even though we're e-commerce, we have a lot of in-person pop-ups and there's never a time that someone comes over to our table and is like, nah, I don't really like anything, so that's been great. It's like,
well, that's a testament to your beautiful jewelry and your taste and your designing.
It's surprising because I'm really designing for myself mostly. And so I'm like, wow, that feels really good. And what's been most challenging is packaging. It was a struggle to figure out what packaging we wanted and where to get it and how to have it printed. And, but we've finally figured that out. So I no longer run out of really nice boxes and I really love our packaging. So
it's gorgeous.
And that was something that was all Alli, because I was like, yeah, we'll just send it in a gauze bag. And she was like, what are you talking about? No, it has to be in a beautiful presentation. And it has to be like this sort of ceremonial opening. And so we have these little drawer boxes. And so she was 100% right about that.
And she's right. Because people like me, I took a video and I put it on Instagram Reels because I was like, this is such a great experience. I love opening this up.
I love hearing that. I love it.
Do you have a favorite piece of yours? I mean, maybe we touched on it, but out of all of your jewelry, do you have like your most beloved piece?
I think here, I'll get it for you. It's right back here. And my favorite piece is the pearl necklace that we did.
Ooh, so pretty.
It's, these are freshwater pearls. I don't know if you can see, and they're strung on black silk. And
so cool.
Which is such a cool and different way. It was like, I've always liked pearls, but I had my pearls from like my Sweet 16 and they look a little old fashioned, like your grandma's pearls. But pearls have been in my family forever. And my grandmother wore a pearl choker and my mom, she handed it down to my mom. And then my mom will obviously give it to me or my sister. But I needed a sort of a modern way of having a pearl choker. And I think this one just kind of nailed it. So this is my favorite.
It's so cool. Yeah, I love that because it's edgy.
Yeah. And the best part is that it can also be a bracelet. So it's a very useful piece. We wear it like this a lot. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Does it stretch or is it rigid and it's like just the perfect length to wrap?
Yep. It has an extender on it, which is really helpful. So, and it's on silk. So it just, we sort of made it this perfect length to be a choker. And then it can wrap around twice around it. Yeah. So it's a really useful, it's a very versatile piece, which I love when jewelry can be other things. And I wear it with my t-shirt in the summer with like a white t-shirt. And then I wore it to, a kid's bat mitzvah. So it's very versatile.
That's a great piece. And what's your most popular piece? Like what's selling the most right now?
Right here.
The black heart. Yeah.
For sure. Our black enamel heart I think it's the perfect price point. It's $60 and it looks
such a great gift. Yeah.
It looks so much nicer than it costs. I mean, it looks like it's a beautiful enamel. It's black on both sides, so you don't ever worry about it turning. And I think it's also people buy it as a gift. I mean, people buy like 7 at a time. They're like, I want every woman in my office to have this piece.
Yeah. And it's so fabulous. I love it.
Yeah. And
it's so different.
It's different. Yeah. I think it's different. I think the heart shape turned out great. It's just the perfect little heart. And I think it's a great size for every day. You could wear it alone. You can layer it with 20 necklaces like I do. So I think it's just a good standard piece. So that's definitely our bestseller.
Yeah, I love that one. I was, Meredith and I have someone in common. My realtor is a friend of hers and she had your necklace on when we were looking at houses one day and I said, that's Becket and Quill and I love it. And she was like blown away.
It's so funny.
Oh, was she wearing the black heart?
In the black heart, yeah.
Who is your favorite jewelry designer besides you, of course?
I love Sophie Buhai. Do you guys know Sophie Buhai? Have you heard of that? Her mother is actually a friend of mine and lives on our street, but look up Sophie Buhai. She has the most gorgeous, very unique jewelry. Like no one else is doing what she's doing. And I just love that. It's very chunky stuff that is it's so unique. And it's so like, if you see it, you're like, oh, that's a Sophie Buhai bracelet. So she's by far my favorite because she's just so original. There's nobody designing like her.
Very cool. We'll definitely check that out.
Yes.
So what is next? I mean, it sounds like you guys are just growing.
What is next? Holidays. That's exciting. I just want to get to December 10th because that's the cutoff to get all of your gifts by Christmas. So if I can make it to December 10th, I will be so happy. So yeah. And then we have a bunch of new pieces coming out soon. We have some new rubies coming out. We have little ruby studs that are coming out soon. And we have a really great necklace. Our double horn pendant is coming out. So we have some fun new stuff that will be released soon. And then we have some pieces that we're only doing in person that you guys can see if you come to the Westport pop-up. Like this is our newest beaded necklace that I think is just so gorgeous.
Oh, wow. That's so pretty.
Yeah, it's a great
Who's the Westport pop-up? We'll talk about it just in case anybody's in that area and wants to come.
It is on Friday, November 12th, I'm going to say. And it'll be all day. It's just going to be like a big open house. It's at my sister's house in Westport. She lives near the beach. And so, yeah. So anyone come by.
So anyone who is in the New York, Connecticut area should definitely go to that.
Yes.
Be there. That's amazing. Okay. So here's a question. And I think we all struggle with this. So how do you balance everything? Like you're starting this new business. It's so exciting. It's growing so quickly. It sounds like you have 3 kids, you have a cat, you have a husband, your family. Like how do you, I mean, it's hard to balance it all, but like.
It is. I'm very organized. I think I run a really tight ship. I don't let my kids, like they don't stay up too late. I have everyone, I sort of have work time when they're at school. And then when they're home, I make dinner every night for the kids and for my husband. So I have like at that time, then I'm just cooking and making dinner. So I think you just have to have really good time management skills when you have kids and outsource driving. That's what we do. You hire, especially in LA, you hire people to drive your kids around. So we have a babysitter who helps with the driving, which is the most
huge.
The running is like what can really take you down, right? I mean, I ran a Wednesday. I had like 8 appointments. I felt like, and most of them were for the kids or the dog or something. And then the next day I was just done. I was like, all I do is drive, but constantly going. That's a good one. That's a little hack, if you ask me.
It is a hack. Yeah, this wonderful babysitter who, I shouldn't call her a babysitter. She doesn't babysit, but gets here. She takes Madeline to my oldest who does club soccer in the Valley. So anyone who knows, that's at least a 45-minute drive. So I'm like, that is time I do not have.
That's a day. Yeah. That's like takes your whole day away.
That's my whole evening where I'm going to be either sitting in my jewelry closet or returning emails or something. So that is a good hack. Yeah. Outsource.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. An organization. That's huge. Yep. I sometimes fall off the organization wagon.
How can people find you?
Our website is becketandquill.com. And it's Becket with 1 T is how my grandma spelled it. So that's how we spelled it. And our Instagram is at Becket and Quill. And my Instagram is at Meredith Quill. Meredith L. Quill. I'm not very good at Instagram. And for anyone who I message everybody back. If you get in touch with me about jewelry on my Instagram or my email, any questions about jewelry, anything, I am always here. So
That's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to get into our wrap session. It's kind of like our quick round of questions that we always ask our guests on the show. So,
Okay,
what is
great.
your favorite wellness or beauty hack? Because you are gorgeous, so you've got to have
Oh,
something.
thank you. I would say I use a moisturizer from Whole Foods that is $11 and it has saved my skin. And I have people ask me about it all the time. They're like, you look dewy. And I said, go to Whole Foods and get Weleda baby face cream. It's for babies.
Okay.
And it has like completely rejuvenated my skin. It's the only thing I use and it's clean. I really only like clean products and the price point is right within my wheelhouse.
$11. Yeah. That's amazing.
So I think that's my biggest beauty secret, maybe.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what we call our 5-minute flow. So here's the scenario. You just got out of the shower, dried off. Uber just alerted you they're 5 minutes away. So like, what is your quick beauty routine? What do you do to like put yourself together? Like, what are your go-to holy grails to get to the car in time and out that door? Clearly it's the moisturizer.
My beauty routine is 5 minutes anyway. So this is very easy for me. I do my Weleda moisturizer. Obviously I live in LA. I wear SPF all the time. I reapply all day. I have one in my bag. I have 3 in my cabinet and I use this Elta MD. You can also just get it at a pharmacy. It's the tinted moisturizer. It is the best. You can reapply it all day and your face still looks good. And then what else do I do? I use fresh lip balm. It's just like a little, like, I don't know, I think it's a clean little lip balm thing. And that's about it. I don't think I do anything else. That's great. That's my routine.
That's a good routine.
Yeah. Very simple.
Simple is best.
Yes. And, in Los Angeles, you don't worry about having wet hair when you go outside, unlike being on the East Coast.
Yes,
you're not going to freeze. You're never that cold. So
we had a dermatologist on the show, Dr. Nazarian, a couple episodes ago, and she recommended that Elta MD sunblock. She says it's the best.
It's the best. And I like smack it on my kids when they leave the house also. I'm like, just use it. It's like, it just is, I don't know. It's like a miracle SPF. It never looks white. I use the tinted one because it just perfectly blends in. But, and as long as I have that and use that all day with my little fresh lip balm, I'm set.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you maintain your daily Nirvana?
Well, I walk every single day 2 miles, no matter what.
Wow. Nice.
I have a great little route. I walk out my door and then I'm right on, a street that's also a bike street in LA. So the cars are supposed to go a little slower. And it's just the perfect 2 miles. I walk west for a mile and then I walk back east for a mile. And that's how I maintain everything. I think walking is just for my head. I try not to bring my phone and I just try and have like a good 30 minutes of me, just, breathing heavy. And I walk really fast. So it's exercise.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great one. And I love to walk too. And I don't do it often, but I do it. I did it this morning, but on my treadmill, not outside. But every time I go walking, I feel so much better. And I love being outside and walking. So you're inspiring me to do 2 miles every day. I'll think of you.
Yeah, please. I swear. I think it keeps me sane. Yeah.
Well, it certainly keeps you looking amazing.
I love that you do the walks, Meredith. I do too. That's like, I do all no impact. I either do Pilates or go walking. So I totally get it. It does the job.
The only other thing I do that I'll tell you guys that has been, it's so good for my head. It's only in Los Angeles, although she has a whole online thing, is LEK Fit, which is a bounce thing on a trampoline. And I'm terrible at it, but I absolutely love it. So
that sounds fun.
Find her online. Lauren is the best teacher. So yeah.
Well, look at that. That sounds so fun.
Oh, it's so good. It's so much fun. The best.
Nice. That sounds great. Okay. Well, do you want to stick around for our product review and our mantra? Amy, I think, has a fun product review for us.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah. So here's the deal. So, when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling and you're constantly getting targeted ads that are so catered to you. So I kept seeing this brand that kept coming up in my feed. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then after seeing it like 5 or 6 times and being in marketing, I know that like all of a sudden I was like, oh, maybe I should try that. I could use that. So what it is it's called, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Il Maquillage. It's a concealer.
Oh.
And they have so much content online and they show these, girls, women putting this concealer on and like brushing it on and being like, oh my God, it's so amazing. And then when you first see it, you're like, yeah, right. But then you keep watching, you're like, oh, I kind of want to try it because it's an online company. And if you don't like it, you can return it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should try it. So of course I fell for it. I did buy it. So it's called El Maquillage. This concealer is called Fuck I'm Flawless, but the U, they have an asterisk. So that's how they brand it. F asterisk UK, but so cute. The multi-use perfecting concealer. So it's a long wear, lightweight concealer, covers under eye circles, blemishes, dark spots, hyperpigmentation. It's vegan, cruelty-free, oil-free, paraben-free. And it's really inclusive because it is available in 30 diverse shades for all skin tones. It's $31 and you only pay $5 when you order it because you have 30 days to make a decision on whether you like it. So the cool thing is I clicked on the site and you go through this quiz of all these questions, like your skin type and what type of concealer you prefer, lightweight, heavyweight, full coverage, whatever, what kind of consistency you like. So it was, 5 or 10 questions, which was actually made me think about it a little bit. And then they match you. And the match that I got, the number I got was 2.5, whatever that means, literally matches my skin perfectly. So it was love at first brush. I was so skeptical and I tried it and it's so nice. It's very lightweight. The coverage is really nice and it doesn't crease or cake because I always have to put concealer on. So talk about 5-minute flow. Like I have to put concealer on under my eyes and just for a fresher look. And I find that by the end of the day, like I have the one of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers, which I love, is like one of my other holy grails. But sometimes it does like crease and get like yucky underneath your eyes. This lasts all day. It's so light, doesn't crease, doesn't go anywhere. And it's so good. And it's $31. So I've literally paid $5 for it, but I'll get charged the rest in a couple of days, I guess. And I kept it. And the other cool thing was, and they have a subscription, which I did not sign up for. But if you do the subscription, it's $28. The cool thing also was their packaging was really nice, so I was impressed with that. And they send you like a nice envelope to send it back in if you don't like it, that you can just put in the mailbox, which I think makes it so easy. Mm-hmm. And lastly, I got a free liquid eyeliner with it. That is also their brand. Good marketing. Oh. And I love it. And so it's just like a nice liquid liner that's like really dark and works perfectly. So it's kind of my new obsession. So Il Maquillage, this concealer again is Fuck I'm Flawless, and I love it. So that's my recommendation of this week. It's a good one. It's a good staple. Always looking for good, like quick fixes.
Yes.
Talk about good, targeting, but it turned out to be ingenious. It sounds great. I want to get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do fall for a lot of Instagram ads. It's a problem, but it's okay.
I do too. That's why they're there.
That's the point.
Yeah. So let's wrap this fantastic episode with our mantra. And again, Meredith, thank you so much for being here. This one,
thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you. This one, I was inspired by your story. When I saw this, I thought, all right, this is perfect because for you, your love of jewelry and then how it all played out and now your partnership with Alli Webb, and that's just exploding. We're so happy for you. So the mantra is, what is meant to be will always find its way. So is that.
I believe that completely.
Great one.
Thank
you so much.
Well,
thank you so much for joining us today, Meredith. Thanks for listening to Nirvana Sisters. For more information on this episode, check out the show notes, please subscribe, and leave us a review. Also, find us on Instagram at Nirvana Sisters. If you loved what you just listened to or know someone that would, please share it and tag us. Tune in next week for a fresh new episode of Nirvana Sisters. We'll continue to watch out for all things wellness so you don't have to. Bye.